Good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Shawn and I welcome you back to the Mango Grow for a daily analysis video. We are going to be doing something different today, guys, and we're going to be starting with Ethereum today. Why Ethereum? Well, because I haven't given you guys an update ever since we took our trade somewhere around this region, and I woke up this morning with a lot of PMs from you guys asking whether, hey, is it a good time to be buying Ethereum? And I totally understand why you guys are feeling that way, right? When Ethereum has a leg like this, you tend to those thoughts are entering your mind. Is this going to keep going? Is this going to the moon? Blah blah blah. And hey, maybe this is going to the moon. So we are going to be talking about Ethereum today, starting with, well, we'll start with an update on our trade, give you guys a quick recap as well. We'll be covering the Bitcoin pairing as well as the USD pairing, so don't worry about that. We'll be starting with the Bitcoin pairing, of course, because hey, I've been trading Ethereum against the Bitcoin pairing. So what was our trade idea? What was our thesis? Well, we were playing one of our most favorite trade setups over here at Mango. Those of you who have been following me on this channel for a while know about this setup. Essentially edge to edge trade on the 2-day time frame. You guys know how much I love Ethereum on the 2-day time frame. We've taken some amazing trades on it on the USD pairing as well as the Bitcoin pairing, right? So we're looking for this right here. We're looking for this break into the cloud, and the buy was the retest of the cloud over here. Now, unfortunately, I did not get that buy. It happened on a day that I was out pretty much the entire day. It was a hectic day, really flustered the entire day. However, we were fortunate enough to catch that ascending triangle that took place within this on the lower time frames, right? There was an ascending triangle. I think it was on the 4-hour within this candle over here. Now, for those of you who are just tuning in and missed the previous video, please go ahead and check out the previous video. I know we've already had the entire move. We've met our target over here, but at the very least, you'll be able to take those ideas, take those concepts and apply it onto a different chart, onto a different opportunity, onto perhaps the same opportunity on Ethereum, because we've played the same trade on Ethereum multiple times now, and hey, it's done us well, right? So what was the trade setup? Edge to edge, right? Especially when the 200 moving average is lining up the top of the cloud. I love this. These have a high probability chance to play out, and probability, guys, means just that. It may or may not happen, but you want to play the higher probability setups, especially in accordance to how big the win could be, right? So it's not just the win percent, but it's also the win magnitude that matters. And this is why I love these. The win magnitude is huge. Now here's the funny thing. I did not sit through this entire ride, not with the entire position at the very least, and I do want to talk about that. That is really important on the overall picture of trading the markets, right? I took out a good portion of my position right over here. Let me turn on my horizontals. Right over here, the top of this yellow horizontal over here, I took out a good portion. And the reason for that, guys, was because I was already overexposed on my Bitcoin trade. Those of you who are following me know how aggressively I've been trading the trend on Bitcoin, doing it the stress-free way, of course, but my position was getting thicker and thicker. And when it comes to trading the markets over here at Mango, we always think risk first, profit second, right? And because I felt like I was overexposed, now in hindsight, if I had stayed in the position, of course it would have been better. But do I know what's going to happen in the future? No. Anybody telling you that they know exactly what's going to happen, they're lying to you, man. You play the probability, you play the risk, you take everything into consideration. And again, in the seed risk management module, we talk about all the risks involved, right? All the risks involved. People think about risk only they think about it in a very one-dimensional aspect, and that's not the right way to be thinking about it. Anyways, I don't want to rant on that right now. There were multiple things going on in the market at that point, and I felt overexposed, and I took out 80 to 85% of my position, guys. And again, this is another important part. Even though I had only like around 15 to 20% of my position, that amounted to a significant amount considering the leg we've had ever since, right? This is why I say, once you capture a good trend and you're in the trend, you're sitting well in profits, and we were well in profits, right? We were good, I think a good 10 to 12% in profits around that time. I am willing to leave that in and let it ride. I already took out a significant amount anyways. Why? Because that small amount, guys, if you have a good position, can turn into a big amount, and you can use that for future trades and allowing you more leeway and allow you to get more aggressive. In yesterday's video, you guys saw how I took an XRP trade. I also took an LTC and an ADA trade. I'll try and cover all of that, right? Why am I able to do that a little bit more aggressively now? Because my wins from Ethereum are giving me that padding, giving me that cushion when pertaining to accumulating BTC. Again, I'm ranting too much now. Let's go ahead and talk about some technical analysis. So we got our edge-to-edge trade over here. We hit our 200 moving average target, and Ethereum is looking really good over here. We have our 2-day currently living above the 2-day cloud, above the 2-day 200 moving average, and any close above this level over here is going to look very good. I'll be looking for a retest onto that 200 moving average. That would be the buy opportunity on the Bitcoin pairing, okay, on the Bitcoin pairing. And then the next target would be somewhere around here, guys, 28,000 Satoshi on at BTC. Now I believe this line over here is a weekly resistance line that I have drawn. So on your 2-day, it does line up at the top of the cloud too. So I am liking that. We do have some resistance right here too. We can draw a zone. So this is one of the reasons, by the way, guys, we have so much resistance in the zone, especially over here where price is currently sitting. I would not be too keen to be buying over here. We know how fast things can change with Ethereum, and within a few hours, hell, in a few minutes, we can get a massive sell and close the 2-day with underneath the cloud, underneath the 200 moving average, and then it's going to look like a massive rejection. Think about how this candle is going to look if we get that sell, okay? If we get that sell off right before the 2-day candle closing, and the 2-day is actually closing tomorrow, so it's going to be interesting to watch this. If we get that sell, this is going to look like a massive wick with it's not going to be too big of a wick, but I'm going to try and draw it out for you guys right over here, right? It's going to look like this, and depending on how we close, okay, now this may not be the best picture, and after that you're going to want to look at follow through or the lower time frames to see how things are panning out. So let's just be a little bit patient if you guys are playing the higher time frames and see how this 2-day candle closes. Okay, now I just want to look at the weekly quickly before we move on to the at the USD pairing. As for now though, Ethereum could, on the 2-day, looking at the 2-day time frame, Ethereum could make its way all the way to this zone over here, guys. All the way to the zone over here if you're looking at the 2-day time frame, and still see some pressure over here. So we have a good 24 hours before Ethereum could make its move over here and then actually see a rejection. Does Ethereum reject? I wouldn't lean towards that. To be honest. I'd be looking for Ethereum to be closing the candle well above the cloud, well above the 200 moving average. It's looking really strong. This kind of trend is is indicative of a reversal in the market for the big long-term macro picture. And with that, I do want to head on over to the weekly time frame now, where Ethereum has done something very special. Let's turn off the Ichimoku over here as well. Let's turn off our horizontals as well, and you guys can see that Ethereum on the weekly time frame, guys, is making some significant moves. You can see right over here that we have now officially made a higher high on the weekly, and I will be looking for Ethereum to be putting in a higher low. Now, where does that come in? It could come in somewhere around here, perhaps a retest of this neckline over here. What neckline am I talking about? Well, turn on our horizontals, and you guys can see this right over here, right over here. This W-like formation that Ethereum put into, I do believe we've even met our measured move for that formation, right? This is a reversal pattern on its own as well. Breaking the neckline is highly bullish, but that does not mean that we're going to go straight to the moon. Now, it is Ethereum, and we could very well just keep going up over here, but do not FOMO. There's a lot of opportunity in the market. You guys watched how yesterday we caught XRP pretty much at a compared to where it's sitting at right now. Look, feels like the bottom, right? We caught ADA, and now LTC is looking really good too. I got a good position on that. You do not need to be buying the top of these other trades over here. The market will give you opportunities. So where am I looking for okay, we were talking about the measured move actually before I went on that rant. What am I doing? Okay, here you go. So to get the measured move over here, just take the neckline to one of the Adam or the Eves, and I do believe, yeah, we pretty much hit our target. And interestingly enough, the target is lining up with our blue box territory on the dot. So I will be looking for Ethereum to make its way to this blue box territory over here. Is it worth the trade though, guys? Is it worth taking a position over here just to get a move over here? I don't know about that. We do have resistance over here as well on this guy over here, and I want to turn this to yellow just for my reference later, guys. Apologies. And we have this guy over here too, right? Again, we're sitting against that weekly resistance. I am not too keen. I'm not too keen. And what day is it? It's Thursday. It's Thursday. So we have just Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 days before the weekly close. We just have to wait 3 days to see how all of this pans out. If we can close above this yellow zone over here, guys, I'll be more keen to trade Ethereum again. I still have my position. So if it wants to keep going, let it keep going. I'll be happy. Until then, I'll be patient before I look for any new fresh trades on the Ethereum Bitcoin pairing. All right, so now let's go ahead and look at Ethereum USD. And you know what, let's start with the weekly. Okay, since we're on the weekly anyways, let's start with the weekly. And it's looking, I've not been charting this as much because I'm not trading it. Okay, actually, I do want to look at Ethereum on the 2-day as well. I do want to point out how it's worked out so well, or the Ichimoku setup that we love has worked out so well on the USD pairing as well, right? So what's one of our setups other than having the 2-day 200 moving average come in at the top over here? If it's not at the top of the cloud, we like having it over here, right? Like having the squeeze-like formation with the Tenkin, with the Kijun. That's exactly what we got. The breakout of the 200 moving average over the Kijun and the Tenkin, getting the perfect retest, and then the drive to the upside. Now this trade, I am actually a little bit salty that I missed. I was actually in this trade all the way from 134-ish, right? All the way from around here, and I would have, man, I don't want to get into this, but essentially because Deribit announced a sudden KYC, it basically just threw me off as to whether I wanted to stay on Deribit or not, and I trade ETHUSD on Deribit, right? I have a ETH portfolio or an ETH account. I'm not sure whether you guys know how it works on Deribit, but on Deribit you trade it again. Basically, your positions are settled in Ethereum. Okay, you get Ethereum in your profits or your losses. Ethereum is taken away, so you have to have a separate Ethereum margin account. Is essentially what I'm trying to say. Now, I basically lost my position, and this is why I keep emphasizing that we rather give up profits than lose position, because once you lose position, it is so hard to get position back, right? You just begin to hesitate, and especially as a trend trader, you like having those monster moves. I like having those monster moves, and this is one of those moves I missed out on, and I want you guys to learn from my mistakes on that regard. So yeah, perfect setup over here, guys. Breaking above the 200 moving average, retesting the 200 moving average, and having your edge to edge trade. Now again, even ETHUSD living above the cloud over here, above the cloud. What do we see next? Okay, so let's go on over to the weekly now. I'm looking at, we are seeing weekly resistance to the cloud right over here. We also do have our horizontals to play against. We have one over here, we have another over here, and ETHUSD does look like it wants to go further. It does look like it wants to go further. The cloud resistance, if you're looking only right above this candle, is sitting only at around $313. So ETH may actually make its way up to 313. We do have these candles over here to worry about too. But I don't know about that. I don't know about that. So when it comes to ETHUSD, if you guys are trading it against the USD pairing, and if you already are in position, I would hold out and see how this pans out on the lower time frames. And by lower time frames, you can look at the daily first and see how this is going. Seeing that rejection over there, right over there, let's look at the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame. Okay, this candle over here, not a good look. Now what I'd like to see for continuation is 2 4-hour candles close above the zone over here. You're seeing Ethereum play against this level. You are seeing Ethereum play against this 270 region over here that we got from our weekly. So maybe there's a little bit more what's the word I'm looking for, emphasis being placed on this level than I would have thought to begin with, right? So right over there we can go ahead and put our resistance level. Now go on over to the 4-hour time frame and see what's going on. I can't see it. I have to go ahead and adjust the settings. Visibility showed on the hourly time frame. There we go. Go on over to the 4-hour. And right over there. Okay, so basically you want Ethereum to start closing multiple 4-hour candles above the zone, or at least a single 12-hour candle. Okay, I'd like to see 2 4-hour candle closes if you want to start getting a little bit more aggressive. Usually I would not suggest something like that, but the way the markets have been going, maybe if you already have a position in, it's okay to try that kind of risk, because you do have a good trade opportunity, another 10 to 12% all the way up to $307, right? That's where I'd be looking to be a little bit more cautious, around the $300 mark on the Ethereum position. So what does that say? If ETHBTC is looking like, hey, you may want to be a little bit more cautious, but ETHUSD looks like it may wants to have a further leg to the upside. And looking at my LTC position over here right now, give me a sec, guys. Cool, I just got filled a little bit more. Okay, so what was I saying? Okay, what does it mean if ETHBTC is looking like, hey, we want to be a little bit more cautious, but ETHUSD may want to have another leg up? What does that tell us? That tells us that, hey, perhaps Bitcoin on the USD pairing will push ETHUSD to that next level up, right? And that actually gets me interested in checking Bitcoin right now. And Bitcoin does look like it's flagging right now against this major resistance. If Bitcoin closes, ooh, look at that. We're about to close this 4-hour candle in around 2 minutes. You turn off the horizontals, yep, right over there, a minute and 30 seconds. And you're seeing the rejection coming right now. I was looking at this horizontal right over here to see if Bitcoin could close above this horizontal over here. If it did, I'd be looking for that next leg up actually, perhaps all the way up to 10,650-ish, 10,750-ish. But it does look like we are seeing a rejection right now. It's not a hardcore rejection. In fact, this is looking good. We are putting in higher lows over here, and it's looking pretty constructive. If we even tick above 10,000, what's the high over here? The high is 10,495. If we tick above that, I'll be looking for further continuation. Very similar to what we were looking for on our XRP video yesterday, right? Right towards the end of the video, we're looking for a tick right over here and right on this candle, right? And as soon as we got that tick during the video, I do believe right over here it was, and boom, 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 we got the move towards the upside, the big thrust to the upside. I'll be looking for something very similar on the Bitcoin USD pairing, but that is going to put all my altcoin positions at risk. So I'm going to have to manage my alt BTC pairings accordingly. If you guys are playing against the USD pairings, you guys have nothing to really worry about. All right, so I know I rambled a lot this video, guys. Let me go ahead and just give you guys a quick update. A quick recap on what I'm looking at. For the ETHUSD pairings, we are looking at essentially 275 as resistance, as short-term resistance, mid-term resistance. If we clear that, if we clear a 12-hour candle at the very least, I'd be looking for a move all the way up to 308 actually. So that there is more edge to be had on the ETHUSD pairings. Failing that, if we do see a rejection, I would not be surprised if we make our way all the way back to 220-ish. The Tenkin is coming down there as well now. We do have a horizontal resistance. Where's the 21 EMA coming in at? Okay, cool. So this is what I'll be looking for. I'll be looking for if we see rejection. If we see rejection, where's my drawing? What am I doing? Okay, something like this. If we keep seeing that, and then we spill over, by then I want to see the 10 come up. I want to see the 21 come up. Ethereum get picked up and make another try. All right, that's what I'd be looking for. Now again, this is a little bit too much on the speculation side. I don't like when people say, hey, we're going to do this and this and then this and then this and then boom, boom, boom. I don't know. I don't know. That's not that. How do you trade that? How the hell do you trade that? Anyways, that's ETHUSD. ETHBTC. Let's go ahead and see what ETHBTC is doing. Again, we can look at the ETHBTC. Let's start with the 2-day, right? I'm looking for ETHBTC to base itself off the top of the cloud over here. Looking for it to close over the top of the cloud as well as the top of the over the 200 moving average. As long as it does that, this is going to look very, very good. Then there's a trade opportunity from around this level to this level over here. That's where our next resistance is at. That is where our weekly resistance is at, I do believe. We also have a measured move for our double bottom formation over here, our Adam and Eve, whatever the hell you want to call it, W formation, call it whatever the hell you want to. It's a structure that matters. A lot lining up over here, a lot of resistance over here for ETHBTC. I'm not too interested until we start closing major candles above the zone over here. In fact, I can go ahead and stretch this all the way to the bottom over here. Okay, we can do something like that just to give ourselves a little bit more leeway, or force us to be a little bit safer as to how we are taking our trades. We also have the Kijun over here, guys. There's so much coming in over here. I wouldn't want to get too aggressive. The big trade on this has already been had. The entry is already way, way, way gone. On ETHBTC, I'd be a little bit more cautious, be a little bit more patient. BTC is looking good, guys. that should tell you on its own, or tell you something on its own. By the way, BTC against cloud resistance on the weekly. I'll be talking about this in our Bitcoin video. If you close above this, it's going to mean something. Okay. Anyways, stay tuned for the rest of the videos coming up today, guys. I'm going to try and get a lot of videos out today. Not a lot. I'm going to probably do. Let me know if you guys want me to do an XRP update video. And yeah, because I want to do LTC, but I'm not sure if there's enough demand for that video, and I want to give you guys what you guys are looking for. I know someone asked for LTC, and I don't recall though. Anyways, leave a comment down below as to what videos you guys want me to do. I'm gonna go ahead and take a break now, and I'll be with you guys. I'll be in the chat room. Join us on Discord, join us on Telegram. We'll be migrating to Discord gradually but surely. I'll be posting trade ideas and posting these videos in a separate channel on the Discord. It's a lot more organized that way. I'll also be posting like trade ideas over there, so that's incentive for you guys to come and join. Until then, guys, my name is Shawn Dexter. I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao.